Dave here. I'm with Jim Sprague of the PRC. Jim, what does your typical client look like?
Well, I think the staff and the volunteers at the PRC would say, well, there is no typical client. We have seen girls as young as 12 years old come into our center. We've seen them in their early to mid 50s come into our center. But I think if you just looked statistically at our clients, you would see that they're about 21, 22 years old most often. Surprisingly enough, what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of the folks that we see at the PRC are from churched backgrounds. There was a study that was done, a national study that was done in 2008 that surveyed women who had received abortion services that year. And it was found that 65% of those women were either from Catholic or Protestant backgrounds. A lot of the women that we see are from our churches.
Do you have an example of a client that you have served?
Well, absolutely. I mean, in the history of the PRC, we've seen tens of thousands of clients. But there's one situation one day that comes to mind when you ask that question. And I remember I had been at the PRC as executive director for just a few months. And the staff told me a story about two 12-year-old girls who had come in for pregnancy testing. They'd each been sexually active over the weekend, and they came in our center thinking they were next door. We're next door to Planned Parenthood, and they thought they were at Planned Parenthood. We assured them right away that they weren't, but they were looking for the morning after pill, which we don't dispense, but they had come in wanting that pill to eliminate any possible life being conceived in their womb. And they said to these gals, well, we don't have that, but we have lots of information about it. Would you like to talk about that and why you're considering that? And they said, sure. And each of those gals went with separate counselors into counseling rooms, and through the course of that conversation, each of them came to a saving knowledge of Christ because they came into the wrong facility that day. So they walked into a place thinking they were going to end any possible life in the womb, and they ended up walking out with eternal life. And that's really the heart and soul of what the PRC is about, bringing insightful, thoughtful information to women and helping them make a good choice, leading them to a place of eternal salvation decisions. In fact, one of my staff has said, if saving babies was all we were about, we're working way too hard because we want to see people be introduced to Christ and have a relationship with Him as well.